Hi, I'm Latoya, the director here at the Learning Experience in Stoughton. Come on in. Right over here is how we enter into our door. All families receive a key fob. You and your significant other would receive one, and then you would just come over here and badge into the door. Right now, our procedures are a little bit different, so let me show you that over here. Once you and your child enter the doors, I will be spraying both of your hands. Once I do that, I will then come over to our attendance sheet. I will have you sign in with a clean pen. Once you're done using the pen, then you put that into our dirty bin. I will also take your child's temperature, as well as ask you a few questions, screening questions, to ensure everyone's safety. To reduce the amount of traffic that we have within our center, this is the point where you're going to kiss your baby, and I will take them into the classroom to transition them. We have a touchscreen computer for you to enter in a special code that you have given to me. You would enter that in and sign your child in. Then you would go onto our hard copy attendance sheet. We'd sign your child's time in, as well as your initial to say that they're in the building. We use this basically for making sure that we know how many children are in the building. If there were any safety concerns, we would know exactly who was here and when they were here. So we're going to head over to the door, and this door usually is locked. But again, to reduce the amount of touching of the handles and things, we've kept it open for the time being. But on a typical basis, you would badge into the key fob as well to get into the door. Down this side of the hallway is our preschool hallway. And down this side of the hallway, we have our infant and toddler groups. This room here is our Make Believe Boulevard. Our Make Believe Boulevard is a place where our children who are preppers, which is 2.5 and up, where they are able to use their imaginations. Come on in and check it out. Classroom is part of their day, so they get to spend at least 20 minutes here a day. Right now, we are not using this space, but in a typical day, they will come in here for 20 minutes. Again, this is a place where the children are able to use their imagination. They can pretend to be firemen and firewomen. A lot of the children enjoy these different pieces behind us to pretend that they're at a diner or a gas station, and they really, really get engaged with this. We also have a curriculum that the teachers are able to plan and build for them to have different experiences. 1 minute it could be a complete grocery store where the children are in here grocery shopping and talking about what they're buying, because maybe in the classroom they're talking about making a soup. So the teachers would recreate this space, and then it would be a whole grocery experience for the children to explore. All right, we're going to move on to the next classroom. Here we have our infant age classroom. Infant age group goes from 6 weeks to 15 months. Before we enter the classroom, I want to bring your attention to our shoeless environment that we have for our babies. We ask all families to use shoe covers or to wear socks before entering our classroom. And I'm actually going to put on some right now. All right, I've got my booties on, so I want to bring your attention over to our curriculum wall as well as our schedule. In every classroom, you'll be able to see our curriculum posted here as well as the schedule of the classroom for the classroom. So in our curriculums, you'll be able to see, in infants, you'll be able to see the age breakdown and the different learning areas of development that we are reaching. So our fine motor, our gross motor, social, emotional, cognitive, we have sensories. We also do sign language and any extra teacher activities that teachers will be doing. You'll be able to see birth to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, as well as 6 to 9 months or 9 to 12 months. We want to really make sure that every age group in this room is really being catered to in the sense of curriculum and what they can do. And so we make sure that we provide those different opportunities and different learning opportunities for them to experience. We also have a schedule, but I always say that infants, it is what it is. Although once they get a little bit older, scheduling will probably take place, especially when they're getting ready to go to the toddler groups. But once you come into our infant program, it has to do with you and what you tell us that your needs are. All right, let's take a look inside the classroom. So in our infant room, we have 2 teachers to 7 children, or you could see 1 to 3. So everything that we do here in the infant room is catered upon you and what you and your child's needs are. So once we meet with you for the first time as an infant parent, you're going to let us know exactly what you guys have been doing at home. So you can tell us that your baby has been feeding maybe from 9 to 12, between 9 and 12 is a feeding, or 1 to 3. So depending on what it is that you need, you would let us know, and we would definitely like to cater to what you and your baby's needs are. I want to bring your attention over here to our cubbies. Your child's cubby will be labeled with one of our special characters here at the Learning Experience. What we hold in these cubbies are your child's extra clothes, bibs. You will bring everything. What that means is diapers, wipes, bibs, spoons, and bedding as well. What we will do with that is you will keep most of these contents in here. The sheets will go onto the cribs. So here's one of our children's cubbies, and so we have a sleep sack. And our sleep sacks are really important because we do not allow blankets in the cribs or anything. We do allow pacifiers. We don't allow stuffed animals in our crib. So you want to make sure that you're not bringing any extras to go into the crib. We also have in here, we have extra sheets, clothes, not blankets. Don't bring blankets. So over here in our crib area, every child has their own crib. And I'll bring your attention as well to I can roll over as well. So once your child is able to roll over, that is a sign that we're able to put on your child's crib. And also you saw that every child has their crib labeled. Our infant program is a Monday through Friday program. There are no part-time days, so everyone has their own crib. It is sanitized in between. Our current situation, we are asking all families to take their sheets home nightly and have them monitored and bring them back. There are special crib size sheets, and we will let you know that upon enrolling. I want to bring your attention over to our emergency evacuation crib. So if anything were to happen, we put our babies in these cribs, and we're able to take them outside and handle emergencies accordingly. Over here, we have our diaper changing area. Our teachers change diapers every 2.5 hours or when needed. You will provide the diapers, the wipes, the diaper cream. There's also a special diaper form that you'll have to fill out if you choose to have diaper cream every change. You would provide that and give that to us. You're also able to keep a set of diapers, those sleeves that you get from the diaper container, as well as wipes. You're able to keep those in our shelves as well. So we have 2 different Bobby pillows that you'll be able to see. You'll be able to see this firmer Bobby pillow, which is for our sitters or who need help sitting up. You'll be able to see that. You'll also be able to see our softer Bobby pillows, which are for our smaller ones who, again, still need some support, or we use this for tummy time as well. You can see the toys throughout the shelves. They are for our infants to be able to explore throughout the day. We wash our toys as soon as a child touches them or mouths them. They would go into our toy bath, which is over here. Our toy bath is filled with soap and water as well as bleach and water. It's filled every single day, and throughout the day it will go in here. The toys will go in here. They will be rinsed with water and then let to air dry, and then they'll go back for the children to play throughout the day. We also have a nursing room, a nursing station for any moms that are nursing at the time. It does look like a bathroom, but it is not used as for a bathroom. Okay. We also have our rocking chair in this room as well for families who need it. You're able to use this room if you come in and you needed to nurse your baby before you left for work. In a typical situation, you're able to do that. But right now, you're unable to be able to come into the classroom. So I'm going to take you over to the refrigerator. The refrigerator has your child's belongings in it. So once your baby is able to start having meals or solids, these are the high chairs that we would use. You would, again, let us know your child's schedule of what their needs are and what kind of feedings will happen, and they would have their meals in this chair. They are also wiped down and sanitized between uses as well. So here, in our refrigerator, we have some children's baskets that are in here. So your child's basket will have your child's first and last name. If you are using breast milk, we ask that we will label your child's basket with red tape, and we ask that you label your bottles with red tape as well. If you're using formula, we ask that you just have everything labeled. Breast milk as well as formula need to be labeled with your child's first and last name. And we ask that everything that you bring in the infant room is totally labeled. Label, label, label. There's also some suggestions that are in our enrollment packets for you to check out so that you don't have to do the marker if you're not interested in doing that. So again, label, label, label. Behind us here in our cabinets are also for snacks. So if your child is using puffs or Cheerios or something, your child will also have a container here. Things usually are taken home on a regular basis. So we ask that you bring a lunchbox, kind of like you would be bringing to work, so that it can go back and forth for use for your child. Also, when it comes to developmental assessments, we do assess your child every 3 months. We'll take some time to observe your child. Are they meeting their milestones? Are they doing what's expected or what could be expected for your child's age group? We will sit down and have a meeting if you desire, or we'll just go over it really quickly with you, and then you're able to take that home and sign it. If you have questions, this is the opportunity to do that, especially when your child is probably 6 months, when you're transitioning into maybe further solids. If you're concerned, if you have questions about your child maybe not crawling at this point in time, the developmental assessment meeting will be the time for you to have those questions. And we also invite you, if you have questions before then, obviously speak with your teacher and have those conversations beforehand. Also, in every classroom, our teachers are certified with first aid and CPR, and as well as in Massachusetts, we require our teachers to have a class of child development as well as some time spent within the child care center. So our teachers do have some education as well as time spent before we can even call them teachers. You can see in our center makeup, sometimes you'll see an assistant as well as a teacher, but sometimes you'll see 2 teachers. If you hear the term lead teacher, it means that that teacher has taken some time and spent more time in the field as well as taken some more classes. We also have Corey background checks as well as their fingerprints that are done before a teacher can be hired in our program. If your child has allergies, they would be in our first aid emergency bag, because if your child has an EpiPen, we want to be able to access that as quickly as possible. Over here, I also want to bring your attention to, we have an app for families to be able to see their child in real time, diaper changes, bottle feedings, pictures of activities that a teacher might be doing. We have this iPad that again the teachers are able to sign into, which I will show you just a quick snapshot of that. A teacher will basically put in this information and then it basically comes to you in real time. So you'll be able to see your child's pictures when they're doing activities for changes, bottles, projects, you'll be able to see in real time. Let's head to our toddler room. Welcome to our Toddler B classroom. Outside of every classroom, you'll be able to see the classroom schedule as well as the curriculum that they have planned for the week. In our toddler program, our ratios are 2 teachers to 9 children, or you can see 1 teacher to 4 children. Come on in, let's take a look. So currently in our classroom, you'll see these beautiful bright stickers on our table. That is to help our children maintain some distance between each other at our tables. And it's also Penny Polite, who teaches our children, which is part of our curriculum, about manners. So she's a perfect person to go on our tables to be able to remind the children about bellies to the table. You'll also see throughout the classroom, you might see some little markers on the floor. That is to remind our children to keep some space between each other as well currently. But I'll bring your attention over here to our cubby area. Again, we have cubbies for children who, where we keep their extra belongings, so their extra clothes, their nap items, and anything that you've brought from home. We're asking of families to make sure that you bring bags that go under and that zip so that you can keep all of your contents within it. Bringing your attention to these beautiful folders over here that we have. These folders are for parents to come over to get some of their artwork or any things that the teachers have for you to share information with. This is where you would come to get that information. Over here, we have our kitchen area. Although you see a microwave, we do not warm food here. In our toddler program, we're asking that you bring your child's lunchbox with a thermos if you're having a warm lunch, or an ice pack if you're doing a sandwich or snacks. We do provide an AM and a PM snack with milk in the morning as well as at lunch, but we're asking that you provide a nut-free lunch as well, because we are a nut-free center. So we will be giving a morning snack in the morning time, usually around drop-off, which is between, depending on the hours that you choose, can be between 8:30 and 9, where your child will sit down here at the table together and they'll have their morning snack. They'll move on to their different activities throughout the classroom. They have their circle time, which they usually do over here, where they talk about, they go through the numbers, they'll go through their colors, their alphabet, the shapes, and of course the days of the week. They have their specific spots that we have our teachers being able to engage in circle time. We also have our changing table here. We also do diapers the same, which is every 2 to 2.5 hours, or when needed within a toddler room. This toddler classroom is also the place where, if your child is 15 months to 2 years, this is where they'll be. We also have a bathroom that if you begin to potty train your child, that we're able to practice that. But that's all based upon you and what your needs are, because it's all about our partnerships together as teacher and family. So we have a toilet here, as well as a sink for them to use. And actually we have diaper baskets for your child to be able to keep their contents in. We also have a place for you to leave your child's diaper sleeve as well as diapers in the cubby as well. Your child will also nap within this space using these mats over here. Regular crib sheets usually fit this, and they come out like this. And we use them, sometimes we fold them because our children are not that big. Sometimes we fold them and spread them throughout the classroom. But the children do sleep. We do have a time between 12:30 and 2 where our children lay down after lunchtime and they do nap. We're gonna move on to where we wash our toys. We have a toy bin, what we call a toy bath. We have soap and water with bleach and water in here. Once our children touch the toys, we put them in, we let them sit for a few seconds, minutes, and then we will rinse them off and let them stay here to air dry. So in our toddler room, we also have teachers that are certified through EEC. They have taken a child development course as well as spent time within the program, or not this program, but in general a child care program. You'll also see lead teachers in our program, and a lead teacher means that they've taken some more time within schooling as well as time within a center. Our teachers are also first aid and CPR certified. They are able to administer EpiPens if there were a child that had allergies. We keep those over in our first aid emergency area, which is over here. We take this first aid bag everywhere we go within the center, so that obviously if there were situations that came up, we would be able to administer whatever it is that we needed, that a child needed. Bringing your attention over here to our Flexi Flamingo posters. This is also a part of our curriculum. Flexi Flamingo teaches our children about healthy bodies and healthy movement and how we move within exercising and just basically exercising their bodies. So we do this as a part of their curriculum within the day as well. We're gonna head to our toddlers classroom. Our toddlers program is from 2 years to 2.5. Let's go take a look into our toddlers classroom. So the difference between toddlers is the age group that is within this classroom, which is 2 to 2.5, but the idea is very similar to how we operate in our typical toddler classroom that we just came from. We have more age-appropriate toys in this classroom for the older group. As you can see, some of them are set out on the table, which is perfect for our 2-year-olds and up. We also have an app that you'll be able to use and see what's going on in the classroom if your child's engaging in these wonderful activities, or if your child is napping, eating. We'll be able to send those pictures in real time, as well as their diaper changes or when they're having lunch. And it literally pops right up on your phone that you'll be able to see as long as you put those alerts in. We have our changing table, which is over here. And again, 2.5 hours that we change diapers, but this is the area in this classroom. We also have our bathroom in this corner, and we go according to schedule, again in this classroom, but again, it's more age appropriate when they come into toddlers for our 2s and 2.5s. In our classrooms, you're able to see our different learning areas that you, within the classroom, you'll be able to see our make-believe, play, we have our manipulatives, we have our housekeeping area, we have our book area. You will be able to see that within every classroom that we go into. Now we're gonna head to our playground. We have an infant and toddler side, and then we have a preschool side as well. So we're gonna take a look. So our infants and toddlers will spend time primarily out here. Our infants can usually go on a walk around the area, or our toddlers spend a lot of time out here on the slide, as well as climbing and doing different activities. We also have these tables over here for toddlers to be able to come and sit down and have lunch together. This is also an opportunity for them to engage and socialize with one another. We're going to head over to our preschool playground, and our preschoolers as well as toddlers come outside twice per day, at least a half hour. When the weather is fantastic, they probably will spend a lot more time outside, as we'll engage in water play and different outside activities. So our playground is dedicated to our 2.9-year-olds, 3-year-olds, and all the way up to our older preschoolers, which are age 5. They too get to come out here, and like I said before, about a half hour to 45 minutes, and they also will get to use water play. They have an addition to their playground, which they can play basketball, they can use the balance beam over there, as well as that little ducky that they're able to bounce up and down with as well. Our children have a fantastic time out here as well, and then they're able to sit down at the tables as well to take a break, to have lunch, to have snack. But this is an opportunity for them to also socialize and have a good time with one another. Our playground doors are also locked. From the other side of the door, parents cannot get in or out of this. They're only able to access our doors through the door that we just came through. They also have locks on them so that we're able to make sure that our children are safe. They as well have alarms on them, so if anything were to happen, we'd be able to hear if a child tried to get out of our playground area. Welcome to Preppers. Preppers is the classroom that we have for our 2.5-year-olds to 3-year-olds. Again, you will see our schedule put out for you, as well as the curriculum. One big change in this classroom is we really start engaging in our LEAP Interactive hands-on technology program. So let's take a look in the classroom. In our Preppers classroom, you'll see one of the huge differences are there is a computer in here. This is for the children. They are able to engage in our technology pieces where we have games and interactive things for them to start working on those skills. We don't use this as a huge part of their day, but at least 2 to 5 minutes a day that they're able to explore. Because once they get to preschool, they'll have more games to interact with and engage with. So the other thing we have in this classroom is we have our LEAP Interactive board, which we'll show you shortly. And our LEAP Interactive board, they get to spend at least one time per week going down to the LEAP Interactive board. Our LEAP Interactive board has different activities for our children to engage in. If we're working on the letter B, the program that we could be using for that week could be the children practicing to work on that letter B. Or if we're counting elephants or giraffes, the children will be able to go up to the board and able to circle 5 giraffes. So they're able to engage in that as well once they get into the Preppers classroom. This is also the classroom that they're able to go into Make Believe Boulevard, where they're able to use pretend play and imaginary play. Let's head down to preschool. On the right here on this board is where you're going to find our snack menu. We provide snack for the morning and the afternoon. Some of these are samples where you can see that we have Cheerios and bananas for our morning snack, and maybe the afternoon we might have Ritz crackers and a vegetable. So we change them week after week just so the children don't get bored. So let's check out our Preschool 1 classroom. So our preschool classroom go up to 20 children, but right now we are only allowing 10 children in this classroom. As you can see, our teachers have been setting up and getting ready for our children. You can see that their name tags are on their tables so that we're able to give each other space during activity times as well as lunchtime. So each child has their own cubby where they're able to keep their personal belongings. When you enter into this classroom, if you were to enroll with us, your child would already be set up with their spatial cubby so that they're able to keep their contents in here, so their extra clothes, as well as we have their own personal art containers for them to be able to use art supplies without having to share them. So you'll be able to see that here in this classroom. Moving on to our Writing and Art Center over here, our teacher has created an art center specifically for the children in this room because they are very engaged in writing right now. We had one child enter the program for the first time and had said, I need to learn how to write my name right away, and I need to know now. And so our teacher definitely catered to that and made sure that she had a writing area to be able to do that. We also have another writing area over here that she allowed them to put words that they're interested in, so that we're talking about bugs this month. So she was able to incorporate that into another writing center where they're able to use this as science as well as writing. So they'll be able to incorporate all of these different learning areas. You'll see throughout the classroom there's tape markers for the children to be able to know exactly where they need to be so that they're giving each other some distance within the classroom. Over here we have our morning circle, which is the time frame where we talk about weather, we talk about the calendar. Bubbles, he's our mascot, you'll see him throughout the center. And so the children will sit here in their different areas that they're supposed to be in and go over the days of the week as well as the month and the year. We also have Penny Polite. She's responsible for manners as well as jobs within the classroom. So if the teacher has created the line leader, they would be able to see the child will be able to see their names there, and that's their job for the week. We also have Flexi Flamingo, who she tells us again about movement, about what we do with our bodies and how we need to operate with our bodies. And so we have some stretching poses, we have some yoga poses for the children to be able to engage in this space. Also incorporated Flexi Flamingo over in our dramatic play area where the children are working on food groups, being able to put them into fruits, vegetables, grains, proteins, and dairy as well. This area here is our dramatic play. Dramatic play is, again, for them to explore, create. A lot of our children love to cook. The first thing they do when they come into this classroom is they go directly over to the kitchen and begin cooking using the different tools that we have for them. We also have our block area over here. So for our children who love to build and to create, this is the space that they're able to do that. We also have our science and social studies, which is right over here, where we're able to use these different pieces when it comes to the tools, where we're able to use STEM. This is the area where preschool is able to engage in that as well. We have a computer over here that has age-appropriate games for them to use. We do not have children on here for at least 30 minutes a day, but we at least let them explore it for at least 15 minutes, and then they're able to rotate throughout the day. We also have our manipulatives area here, our math and manipulatives, that they have their space to be able to create patterns and count numbers, be able to count. We have this for them to explore as well. We also have a reading area, which we have our couches for the children to sit, and sometimes they just need to take a breath and take a relaxation moment. So this is our reading area, so a child is able to grab a book and sit down, or just again take some space with a book. In our classrooms, every bathroom has a door, so our older preschoolers are able to come into here and use the bathroom. Our tables here currently have our children's names on them to create spacing for our children to be able to come. We have a lot of siblings actually in our center right now, and so we have a lot of siblings in preschool. So you'll see those children who are sitting side by side are our siblings right now that we have enrolled in our center. Over here we have our slots. Parents are able to come here and get their child's artwork. All right, we're going to head over to our LEAP interactive board to see exactly what the children do over there. Let's head over to our language board. We currently offer Spanish, which is a part of our cost and a part of our program, where our infants all the way to preschool learn Spanish within the day. We have words that we use in special books that we incorporate that into the curriculum in the classroom. Let's head over to our preschool 3 classroom, which is where we have our LEAP interactive board. So our children come here from preppers all the way into preschool. Our preppers come here at least for 20 minutes per week, and once they get over to preschool, they come here for at least 20 minutes per day. This is an interactive board where the children are able to click on different activities. Well, the teacher will click on different activities. For instance, if we're doing a special reading for the week, we'll just tap that. We'll open up into a special story, and our children are able to sit through a special story with the teacher. Here's Bubbles, our mascot. Every single week, there can be stories, there can be different activities where you can see the children go up to the board and actually physically write on the board if there's something that's being asked of them. You'll also see in this classroom that our chairs are spaced out for distancing of each other so that they're able to still engage in learning. All right, let's head out. Finally, we also have enrichment kits that we have through our infants all the way up to preschool. One of the programs that we're working with right now is Music for Me for 12 weeks, and our children are able to engage with different musical activities. We have a little book for them. We also have a CD of music. We have a mascot, as well as a shaker egg, a cymbal, 2 other pieces, as well as a scarf. So we will do this every week for at least a half hour. The children, after the 12 weeks, the children get to take this home and experience it with you. This is also included in our tuition and is not an extra cost for you. We have multiple different ones that we do every 12 weeks. And then for the summer, we do different other enrichments. So this is our Music for Me enrichment program. During our time, I want to make sure that everyone has the understanding that we are very serious in cleaning. EEC, which is Early Education and Care, has given us a lot of parameters as to how we make sure that our children and our families stay safe, as well as our teachers. Within the classrooms, we're using our toy baths, which have our bleach and water solution as well as soap. Teachers are cleaning throughout the day, and yes, teachers will be wearing masks, but not the full day. Some parts of the day where they're able to social distance within children, a child will be able to see a teacher's face. Children will not be required to wear masks, except for our 3-year-olds who are able to come in with the mask. If they decide not to wear it throughout the day, that's perfectly fine. But we do encourage them throughout the day in our preschool program to try to give each other some space. We know children love each other and love to be around each other, but we're going to encourage them to try to give each other some space. We also will go outside, and outside we are not requiring the children to wear a mask. When they're napping, they're not required to wear a mask. A lot of our preschoolers are coming in right now with their masks because they're very excited about wearing them. And then by mid part of the day, they've had enough, they've taken it off. When it comes to our toddlers, we are encouraging social distancing as much as possible with toddlers. We all know about toddlers, and we all know that they do what they feel the need to do, but we are making sure that we are safe in the sense that we have our teachers who are wearing masks when they are unable to social distance, as well as they are wearing protective gear through between changes. They're also changing their clothes if they are to be soiled, if a child might, accidentally spit up or something along those lines. Our infant teachers, as well as our toddler teachers, have extra clothes and will be changing their clothes, and they will be laundered within the center so that everyone again is safe. We are taking extreme measures to make sure that you and your child are protected, as well as our teachers here at the center. so you are safe in our hands. This will conclude our video. We are so happy that you came and joined us here at the Learning Experience in Stoughton. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to call me. I would be happy to speak with you about any extra questions that you have, as well as the process of registering your child. I hope to hear from you soon. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to call me, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook for all of the updates happening here at our center. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.